All right, welcome. Today, we're diving into something that sounds like science fiction, but is very, very real. We're talking about a technology that literally gives your documents a voice. It's an amazing open source framework from Tencent. It's called WeKnora, and trust me, it's set to completely change how you and I interact with all of our digital files.
Just think about that for a second. What if your whole library of reports, all those manuals, all those papers, what if it wasn't just a dead archive? What if it was this, intelligent thing you could actually talk to? That's the big idea we're digging into.
And look, we're not just talking about hitting Control Left to find a keyword. No. This is way beyond that. This is about asking a really complex question and getting back a smart, nuanced answer that actually gets the context. We're making a huge leap here from just searching to actually understanding.
Okay, so to really get why this is such a big deal, we have to talk about the problem it solves. And honestly, it's a problem that pretty much anyone in a professional or academic job feels every single day. I'm talking about the document dilemma.
Does this sound familiar to you? You're just buried. You're swimming in a sea of digital files, right? Folders inside of folders. And that one tiny piece of info you desperately need is lost somewhere in the deep. It's a feeling we all know. And let's be real, it's only getting worse.
I mean, think about it. An internal policy gets updated. What exactly is different from last year's version?
Or, you're wading through dozens of super dense research papers, and all you need is that one specific result.
Or how about this one? You're digging through a 500-page technical manual just trying to find that one single critical troubleshooting step.
And of course, the mountains of legal contracts and quarterly reports. We've all been there, right? Searching for that one needle in a giant digital haystack.
Okay, so into all of this digital chaos steps the solution. Let's finally talk about WeKnora, the framework that's built to bring some serious order to this mess.
So what is it, really? At its core, WeKnora is a system that's powered by large language models. Yeah, the same kind of tech behind tools like ChatGPT that everyone's talking about. But it's been engineered for a very specific job: to read, to digest, and to intelligently pull information out of your most complicated documents.
So, the big question is, how does it actually work? What's the magic trick here? Well, it all comes down to this really brilliant idea called RAG, and we're about to break it down.
So RAG, it stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation. I know, the name sounds a little complicated, but the idea behind it is actually super simple and incredibly powerful. It's basically a process that makes sure the AI's answers are accurate because it grounds them in facts that are pulled directly from your own documents.
The best way to think about it is like an open book exam. Seriously, first you ask the question. Then, the system retrieves the most relevant bits from your documents. It's like flipping to the exact right page in your textbook. And only then does it generate an answer, using only that specific info it just found. This two-step process, find the facts first, then answer, is the secret sauce. It's what stops the AI from just making stuff up and keeps it locked to your source material. This is what makes AI trustworthy.
Okay, so we get the how now, right? RAG is the engine. Now let's talk about the what. Think of WeKnora as the high-performance car that's been built around that powerful engine, and it is packed with some incredible features.
And this thing is seriously versatile. For instance, it can pull in live web search results to make sure its answers are totally up to the minute. It's also smart enough to handle all kinds of knowledge, from quick FAQs to super long, dense documents. But maybe the most powerful feature of all is something they call agent mode. And this is where things get really wild. Agent mode isn't just about answering questions. It actually completes tasks for you. So for example, you could say something like, "Hey, find the latest sales reports, summarize the key trends for me, and then go compare them to what our competitors are doing based on data from the web." It will use all its tools, finding your files, searching the web, everything, and just do it. It's not a search bar anymore, it's a genuine assistant.
So, this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But where's this stuff actually making a difference in the real world? Let's take a look at some of the actual places where WeKnora is already being used.
Well, the applications are honestly incredibly broad. It touches just about every field that relies on heavy-duty knowledge. We're talking about everything from managing the internal knowledge base at a huge company to speeding up academic research. The core idea is always the same: turning these huge, silent piles of documents into smart resources you can actually talk to.
Let's get even more specific. Imagine you're at a big company.
An employee can just ask, hey, what's our travel reimbursement policy for international trips? And boom, they get an instant correct answer. Or think about a lawyer who can now find one specific clause across hundreds of contracts in just a few seconds. Or a doctor who can instantly pull up the latest treatment guidelines to help with the decision right there and then. It always comes down to the same things: speed, efficiency, and most importantly, accuracy.
So when you step back and look at all this, what does it really mean? Where's this all heading? Well, it's pointing to a massive fundamental shift in how we deal with information itself.
And this is the big takeaway, right here. Your entire knowledge base. It's not a silent, passive library anymore. A framework like WeKnora literally gives it a voice. It transforms those static files into a dynamic, interactive partner, one you can ask questions, argue with, and learn from in a way that feels completely natural. Which leaves us with one last thought to chew on. If you could have a real conversation with your entire collection of work, all your research, all your company's knowledge, what would be the very first question you'd ask?